Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Meghna, the facilitator of this particular session. The topic of the session is Are responsibilities a boon or a burden? I've been a student at Brahma Kumaris for the last 7 years and I've seen tremendous benefit. And one of the benefits is that I now consider myself to be a fairy or an angel that is getting a lot of things done with just a magical wand. I don't need to be this person who's carrying the burdens of responsibilities. Indeed, this does not mean that I have given up responsibilities and living a life of a recluse. No, I am a family member, a mother of 2 kids, a working mom, but yet I feel like an angel now. The number of responsibilities in this last 7 years have doubled, but my feeling of lightness has also maybe exponentially increased. So I feel extremely free and rejuvenated. Yes, I have a long way to go. There are moments where I do feel burdensome again, but it feels a lot more lighter for a longer time when compared to the past. So I would love to share the secrets I learned at Brahma Kumaris with you all. But as always, we'll get started with a few minutes of silence in a short meditation. Let's sit down comfortably with an intention to be focused, relaxed, and rejuvenated. Let's try to keep our back upright and body as still as possible. And authoritatively command your mind to withdraw it from everything external and order it to take you on a journey within. The mind might continue to disobey, wander in many directions, but I am the master of this mind. I refuse to be disturbed by the chaos and gently guide it again to go on a journey within. Just observe that there is a world lot more calmer and beautiful within us. The surface level, there is a chaos and disturbance just like the ocean. But deep within the ocean, there are jewels, treasures, and most of all, stillness, silence. I am a being of peace. within me is a reservoir of peace. My hunt for peace is over because I belong to the ocean of peace. I come from the land of peace. Peace is my religion. Welcome once again, everyone, to the webinar. Are responsibilities a boon or a burden? So, we'll get started in understanding what is causing the responsibilities that we all have to feel so burdensome. And it's always good to understand the symptoms that that might show up when responsibilities feel like a burden. Typically, there's a loss of enthusiasm, zeal. We feel very unmotivated. We are very anxious about what will happen. Will the responsibility be fulfilled accurately? We are stressed when we start doubting ourselves. And then, when we are working too hard, taking care of too many things, then we also feel exhausted. I feel this is pretty much a story of every individual, especially in US and even more during the pandemic, where there is no boundary line anymore between work and home. Home has become office. So many people are feeling a lot of burdens, and these are the symptoms that we can look at and understand that responsibilities are not seeming like a boon anymore. And what would the problem statement look like? Typically, we will start finding life to be very, very difficult. We'll be confused about everything. Relationships will seem like a headache, right? Relationships are a beautiful bonding, but they will seem like a headache, and everything will seem to be going out of control. Work, instead of being fun, will seem very stressful. So these are all the symptoms and the problem statements, but let's go a bit deeper to understand the cause. In the interest of time, we are listing only few here, but there are many different causes. And I think just kind of going through few will give you a flavor. And each of us is a very, very wise being. Within us is an inner voice that tells us when things become heavy. So when we start listening, we will know all the causes. So one of the things that we are all wearing many, many hats, right? A hat at home, hat at work, maybe related to body, responsibilities related to finances, and there are never ending things that we have to take care of. So literally life feels like if we had thousands hands, we could have done everything faster. So when there is such a kind of heavy load on us, then typically we start feeling like a victim, that why do I have to do so much? Who gave me so many responsibilities? I shouldn't have to do so much. And in addition to that, we also start comparing with others, that others are having an easy life. They don't seem to be doing too much and they're still enjoying. They have people that care about them. And how come I have to work so hard? This is not fair. I shouldn't have to do so much. If you look at the conversation that is going on, then automatically you can see that this conversation makes us very heavy. One of the other causes could be we are doing everything, but really it is every effort and hard work that we are putting in, it's mainly for the result. We are looking towards that result. That result will be like this. That's why I need to work hard. So we postpone whatever we need to feel for the result. And everything we are doing is only because we want some result. If there was no result, then we don't want to do anything. Indeed, it is true that we shouldn't be wasting time on meaningless things, but very, very result focused makes us very, very heavy, because one of the top reasons there is I might work hard, I might do everything right, whether it is at work or at home, but I might not be appreciated. So then I feel very, very heavy. I might in fact, forget about being appreciated. I might actually be criticized for the work I did. I might get underrated for whatever I accomplished. And on top of everything, even if I'm doing everything right, the success is not guaranteed. People might either just not recognize it, or that project might get shelved, or at home, nobody is even recognizing that I did something special. So work hard in the hope that the results will make me recognized or successful, but later find out that nothing went my way. I tried my best. I tried to control everything. I tried to please people. I tried to control all the stakeholders at work, but still the end result was not in my control. So then one starts thinking, what is the point of working hard? Nothing is guaranteed here. Everything is so uncertain. What is the point? Very heavy. Cause number 3. One is before doing work, how are you feeling? Then the rest, majority of the times people are very anxious. Before starting work itself, they are anxious and stressed because they're already thinking about the result, and that makes them heavy. Then during the work, how is one person feeling? It's important to check when you are doing any kind of chores at home, or you are doing any kind of things at work or elsewhere, taking care of the body. How are you feeling? Because if a person is weak, then they are not going to feel great, right? If you are constantly anxious, fearful, or stressed while taking care of all the chores at home, then automatically that work that you're doing is not at all enjoyable. And when a weak person is doing work, they are bound to make more mistakes, right? So when we feel extremely weak internally while performing everything, then this is increasing our heaviness. Before starting the work, we were heavy. During the work, we are anxious and fearful. Then what happens after the work is done? Suppose I couldn't finish that work accurately. I had planned for something, the way it would turn out, the way I would finish it, but it turned out to be not as per my liking, or not as per the liking of others. Then how do we treat ourselves? Most of us typically will be hitting ourselves with a lot of guilt, repentance. It's an attack on the self which goes on for a very long time. In fact, many people continue to attack themselves for multiple years for one particular mistake they might have made. So, guilt is a form of anger at the self, and anger is violence. So, we instill violence on our own selves and then carry the burden of guilt, fear, worry on our shoulders, because we register this particular inaccurate performance of the duty in our memory. We remember it in our subconsciousness as, Meghna, this time you made huge mistake. Next time you better don't make it. So the burdens before, during, and after responsibility, they keep increasing, and everything is registered in my subconsciousness as performing responsibilities is a burden. Day by day, we feel even more weaker. We are not looking forward to going to work or taking care of things at home because these burdens have accumulated in us over a long period of time. We've become extremely heavy. So, what can we do to make a shift in the way we are feeling? So, I would like to pose a question to the audience, and if you could use your chat window to respond to it, would appreciate that. All of these problems are starting because we don't understand what is our first responsibility. Any guesses for what is our first responsibility? If you could answer it in a word or two.
Uh,
Manage the mind. Yeah, I'm able to read. Thank you, sister. Myself, take care of ourselves. Majority of you are saying self care, take care of the personal health. Wonderful, awesome, this is great. Exactly, we are going in that particular direction. Till we don't take care of ourselves, it's very hard to take care of anybody. So, what is that taking care? We are actually taking care of ourselves, and at least to me in the past, taking care of myself was exercising the body, keeping it healthy, taking care of my relationships, taking care of work. That is what I thought taking care was. But indeed, you all are very, very right. Loving yourself, taking personal care of yourself. And indeed, the answer becomes very accurate when we are able to answer one question correctly. So, just to summarize, responsibilities become very burdensome when mind is creating burdensome or heavy thoughts. So the hard work, heavy lifting starts in the mind. There is no problem outside. We try to let go of the responsibilities or move away from the responsibilities, and yet the burden continues. The real art is to understand and acknowledge that I am creating these burdens internally, that I did not get to choose these responsibilities. My honor, my happiness is dependent on the results. I can't be happy, obviously, till the results are good. And I'm worried and anxious about making a mistake. So, our first responsibility, like all of you answered accurately, is really dependent on this question: who am I? Because if we answer our question as I'm a body, then what is my first responsibility? To make sure that the health of the body is right. If I answer I am a mother, then my responsibility becomes make sure your kids are doing well. So when I answer the question correctly, then it becomes very clear what my responsibility is, because the need of a child is security, overall well-being. The need of the body is good health, to be fed properly. The need of the relationship is loving kindness and things like that. Need at the work is attention, focus, creativity. So every need in different roles I am playing is different. But what is the need of me? That is the most important question to know. So, who am I? Indeed, we are a point of light, a being of light, soul, and our need. Ask yourself this question: what do you need? And indeed, the answer will be very, very clear that all we need is peace, love, and joy or happiness. And who can meet this need, right? We need to know that as well, because till we understand who can meet our need, we will be again lost. We'll be looking at trying to achieve external result, form more relationships, possess more objects. If objects gave us happiness, obviously we should go buy ourselves a lot more things. People gave us what we need, then yes, connect to more people. But each of these things are perishable sources. And I, the soul, is an imperishable being. If you go and ask anyone, nobody will say, hey, I only want 1 hour worth of peace or 2 hours worth of love. We will all say, I want unlimited, consistent, never ending reservoir of love and peace is what I want to experience. And indeed, there is only one being who has the honor, who has the titles of being an unlimited being of peace, love, and happiness. Not only is he the ocean of love, peace, and happiness, he's also the most benevolent being, the benefactor, the one that only gives and gives unconditionally. The moment you come to people for love, you have to give and you have to take. That is how the relationships in this world are business like. There is nothing where there is selfless love anymore. Parent child also, there are a lot of expectations. So I need to first meet my own requirements. That's my first responsibility, is to meet my need. And my need is peace, love, and happiness. And Raj Yoga meditation exactly helps us in accomplishing the need of the soul. And what do I have to do? We also need to understand that I am now a soul. What do I need to do? It doesn't mean I just sit in meditation and I only keep meditating so that I get filled with peace, love, and happiness. No, I am playing a role, many roles actually. Each one of us is playing many roles. And that is why we have so many gazillions of responsibilities. So, in order to meet all of those responsibilities, we need to understand how do I need to come into actions and how do I fulfill my responsibilities. So, in the past, this was the old Meghna who would get up early in the morning and remember a huge list of tasks or chores that needs to be done, whether it was a Saturday or a Monday, it didn't matter, holiday or not a holiday. Every day get up in the morning with a long list of things to do. And so the first thing would be, oh my gosh, I have to do this, this, and this, and this. Don't even relax or anything. Come on, do. Once I do, then maybe I will be recognized, I'll become famous, or people will like me more, or I will get things done. I'll have a tick mark against all the tasks. And then finally, I'll be peaceful. Or or I will, if everything got done well, then I'll feel high self-esteem. And if I couldn't accomplish everything or I didn't do everything accurately, then obviously I'll feel low self-esteem. This was a vicious cycle that I was going through, and barely for few minutes would I experience peace. There's so much I was doing. It's not like I was not doing a lot. I was doing a lot. But the entire time I was doing, it was in the hope of becoming peaceful, happy, or famous, or appreciated. And even after I did all that, how long was I being happy or proud of myself? Very little. So the majority of the day, 95% of the day went in doing with stress, fear, anxiety, resentment, whatever you want to call it, with lot of negativity, and very little time in appreciating what was accomplished, being happy in what was done. So, yes, day by day, if we are caught up in this cycle, we are actually becoming spiritually weaker. Our spiritual powers are the ability to think accurately, clearly, to come up with mind blowing ideas. And then, after so many ideas are created, to choose the one that is most accurate, the most wise one for that particular occasion. So now if I am performing everything in with stress, fear, anxiety, and worry, I destroy my ability to think clearly. I destroy my ability to be innovative and creative. I, with such a
chaotic mind that is creating so many thoughts about, will I be able to finish my responsibilities? Will everything go all right? I cannot make any right decisions. So, such a weak being automatically feels burden because the number of responsibilities for each one of us is only increasing. It is not reducing. So, now how can a weak person do the responsibilities? One of the biggest problems with this whole cycle is we start accepting praise. End of the result, yes, there are people who praise us or recognize our value. We accept it. But then there are many times when they will either not even say anything or they will be critical. Then I will accept that too. So I accept praise and I go to the seventh heaven, and then I accept defamation, I go to the rock bottom. This is our life, seesaw life of self respect. So, the new method that I learned here is we need to first take care of the being. And we need to remember that we are the most honorable, the most elevated creation of God. Indeed, look at all the species in this world. Isn't the human species the most elevated creation in a very pure pride manner? The ability to think and make decision the way the power we have, no other species does. We are the child and heir directly of God, the ever beautiful being, the most sought out and the most worthy of worship, God. So, why do I need more honor? Can't I be stabilized in my own honor that I'm already a beautiful being and I'm doing every action because one's honor, one's dignity is in joyfully fulfilling every responsibility. Why do I need extra credit for accomplishing anything? It is my responsibility, so I do it happily. A king will never say, why do I have to take care of the kingdom? Why should I have to do everything? No, a king will stabilize in his royalty and get everything done. So, when we change the cycle from doing, becoming, being to being, empowered being, happy being, loving being, then the doing automatically becomes a lot easy. So, how am I able to accomplish twice as much as I used to before? Literally, my work and office at home and everywhere else has doubled or maybe even more than doubled. But yet I feel light because my inner being, I've been working on myself internally. I feel lot of pride, pure pride of who I am. And I completely feel peace and happiness even whether I am doing or that after that doing the result was accurate or not does not matter. So when we do actions in such a elevated state of being, there is no question. Success is guaranteed. Whether people like it or not does not matter. That is irrelevant. You will be satisfied with what you performed. And even if you made a mistake, because our sense of being is so high, we don't let any small mistakes or big mistakes shake our confidence. We say, all right, I, the humble being, will learn now. Such a person never accepts a praise or defamation because they themselves are taking care of it. They already know they are honorable. Yes, it feels good. There is nothing wrong that, yes, a lot of praise is coming and we do thank them for that. But we don't become dependent on it. And so, what do I have to do? Completely changes now. We are Earlier it was we are doing good and getting praise. We are doing all of this to get praise mainly because then we will become honorable and valuable. No more is that kind of logic. Instead, We stabilize ourselves in our own honor that we are already valuable. We are the most elevated beings, and my honor is in doing good, in respecting everyone. My honor is not in getting respect. People should like me, people should want me. That is more of a language of a beggar. But we are royal beings, and my royalty is in doing good actions and respecting everyone. And this is the beautiful quote from Brahma Kumaris. We need to realize that we are already worthy. We just need to see the light we are. So, when this kind of awareness rises in us, we are taught these three beautiful points at Brahma Kumaris, and awareness of the 3 points will result in complete freedom and lightness. And the first point is, I'm a point of light, a soul. Soul is naturally peaceful, loving, enthusiastic, and tireless. It's only the body that gets tired. And yes, we are a very beautiful master, kind master. So, yes, we do get the body some rest when it needs it. But we need to acknowledge that the body is tired. This soul is super energetic, ever energetic. What will a tiny point of light ever feel? Nothing. It's only feeling pure pride of getting accomplished so many things. And to remember that I belong to God. I am a child of Almighty authority. So, in the inheritance, I have a birthright to His inheritance, and He is the most powerful being. So, I have the light, the lightness. The body is heavy, I am light. I have the might, and then everything will be all right. Whatever I touch will be golden, whether I am in office, whether I am at home, whatever I am doing, I'll be enjoying, I'll be smiling. And when action is performed in such lightness and with so much might, it got to be right. So we are taught these 3 points: light, might, and right. And then actions feel like a boon, responsibilities feel like a boon. And to kind of compare how we were before and what we are going to be now, just want to kind of take that 4 causes we had talked about. Before, we were talking about how, because of wearing multiple hats, we feel like a victim, and we are always comparing that others have an easy life. Indeed, this way of thinking causes lot of burden. The new way, the shift that we need to make is happily wear many hats. Enjoy the drive and the ride of life wearing many hats. You are one lucky person, super capable, with high potential and amazing talent. Generate pure pride in yourself. Because you are so capable, that is why universe is bestowing so many responsibilities on you. This has been my experience, that the more I am able to do lightly, the number of hats I am wearing is increasing, yet the lightness is increasing. That much is the power of a human soul. We are not accomplishing it, we are not, sorry, utilizing it, and we are not emerging that lightness and power, that design, that ability to do many things and have a smiling face of no anxiety and fear. We are not utilizing that design. We are, majority of us is utilizing this design. Too much to do. No, I am the king. I chose all the responsibilities. So ask yourself this question: all the responsibilities at home, who asked you to do it? Whether it is to have kids, to cook, to clean, who asked you to do it? If you are a working parent, who asked you to work? Lot of times we feel like a victim when we put the blame on others, as if somebody else asked us to create a family, as if somebody else asked us to work. When we are able to answer like an authoritative person that yes, I chose to work because I feel financial security is perfect and I am super talented and I can showcase my work in office. Why not? I'm a super useful and helpful being. Why would I not help my family? So I do all the chores. When we act uh, at this authority that I choose everything, then the responsibilities don't feel like a burden. Versus when we are thinking that, oh my gosh, somebody else is pushing this load on me, then we feel like a victim. We need to remember that we are one blessed soul. That is why so many responsibilities have come in our way. The way we think about everything changes. Again, underline the hard work and the burden is inside on the mind, not outside. So, ownership and remembering we are capable. Then, the second cause, if you remember, we generally are very result focused, result oriented. And when we don't get those results, we are very, very disappointed. We feel unappreciated. So instead of that, now we are changing that. Self is already honorable, and I can continue to love myself and feel pure pride. I can pour water on myself. I don't need others to pour the water of praise. I am accomplishing, I'm doing things well. Because I'm a super responsible being. I'm not doing to get something. I already have a lot of joy within me. I'm a being of joy. One might think it is sometimes many people have asked me in different sessions and in Brahma Kumaris, many people get asked this. This is very easy to understand but very hard to implement. The moment we say it is hard to implement or hard to shift the way you think, indeed it is impossible. So, vocabulary that we use is very critical in this self development or spiritual path. We are taught not to use the words like hard, difficult, complex, or impossible. These things make us remain in that same sorry state forever. The moment you say, all right, this is a new concept, I want to try it, I'll figure it out, and give it a try sincerely for a month, no matter how many times you fail and you go back to this burdensome way of thinking, keep trying. You will see a huge difference from when you started versus that end of 1 month. For me, this is how I started my journey. I saw so many changes in me that now I'm fully committed to it. The third one that we were talking about is a weak inner state when we are performing everything. This weak inner state during action then makes us dislike those actions. We hate, or hate is a strong word, we dislike tax season or perf evaluation season at work mainly because we are very stressed while doing it. When we say, oh my gosh, filing tax is such a great responsibility to kind of come into terms of what all the finances and kind of settle the accounts, it's a great thing to accomplish. When we change the way we think about it, you will see that your tax filing gets done faster, and it next time when the tax season comes, you will not find it burdensome. So instead of really looking for happiness later, we are now looking inside, and we are confident because we realize how powerful beings we are. We are not just mothers or engineers or program managers. We are the most elevated creation of God, a human soul. And instead of focusing on trying to control everything external. People should be like this, results should be like this, my body health should be like this, then I'll be able to do more. No more of controlling things that are not in my control, but really focusing on things that I can control, which is literally our own inner world of thoughts, feelings, attitude, and our personality. Then we had also talked about what do we do once the results are out, and suppose we didn't do that well or some mistake happened. Our old state, burdensome way of living was hitting ourselves, repenting whatever we had done. And now the new way is I'm a student of life. And yes, in this journey, I will make some mistakes. That does not reduce my honor. It is just telling me that I need to learn more. I need to practice more. I need to be more attentive. So instead of being this egoistic person that everything I touch needs to be golden, everything needs to be perfect, yes, indeed, we should have that aim, but understand that there are multiple parameters that can go wrong. We are still students. So let's be humble, accept whatever went wrong, come up with a plan, and enthusiastically implement the changes. So, this pretty much changes the way we look at responsibilities. It makes it a lot lighter. And just wanted to talk about few more examples. Like typically there are a lot of responsibilities each one of us have towards our relationships or towards work and so on. So just taking two more examples. Responsibilities become a burden when suppose a close relative or a dear one is in trouble, and if we have to get them out of trouble or help them in trouble, typically our burdensome way of living was, oh my gosh, now what am I going to do? I'm very, very sad. My close family member is going through a tough situation. What is going to happen? Very, very fearful. This would be our inner state. And when we ourselves are so weak, so doubtful about what is going to happen, will we be able to help? We actually end up needing help. Instead of being able to help that family member, we become so weak that we cannot help them really. And even if we were able to help them, a weak person helping another individual, first of all, will not provide the best help and will feel even more tired after helping this member. So the new self is to remain calm and stable, because we are souls. Our biggest strength or our factor is our spiritual powers. So calmness and stability in thoughts preserves our innovative way of thinking and decision making. So when I am able to remain calm and stable, that is when I'm able to help others. If I get too attached, oh my dear one, what am I going to do? They are sad. I also obviously have to be sad. They are crying. I'm also have to cry. This is called attachment. So, till we are detached, it doesn't mean we are jumping in joy or happiness. Obviously, that is rude and insensitive. The idea here is I need to stay in an elevated state of mind, because that will preserve my spiritual powers. It will enhance my spiritual powers. Then I will find the right solution quickly and pull this person out of the mess. So, old way of fulfilling responsibilities, instead of helping, we end up needing help. New way is we are not only staying powerful, we now empower our family member to. What to do when the world is going through a crisis? The old Meghna would sometimes get very angry reading the newspaper, sometimes be very shocked that these are the kinds of things happening in the world. And then I would go and tell 10 different people, do you know what is happening in today's world? And I would be upset. I would cause 10 other people to be upset. And then indeed, I was not fulfilling any kind of responsibility here other than letting other 10 people also become sad or mad like me. This kind of living indeed causes a lot of burden, because day by day we are feeling hopeless about the world. We feel this is just becoming too much to live in this kind of a world. The new Meghna, the shift that I made is, instead of really acting so immaturely, quickly analyzing and saying this is too bad or this is not right, I now remain calm. I ask myself, what can you do? Can you really help in this situation? When it is political disturbance, what can I do? I say, no, really, I can't do anything. I don't have the time to get into politics. So I remain stable. The least I can do is I can send the strength of my stability to others. So I practice Raj Yoga meditation by continuing to accumulate power from the divine being, and I send it to world. When I see there is an extreme violent incident or a natural calamity, same thing. If I can donate something, yes, I will. But I know through experience that the most powerful donation in this world, everybody only needs peace, love, joy, or power. That is the hunger, the need of the world. So instead of crying, complaining, and gossiping about that to hundreds of people and making them mad, now I do this. I remain silent, peaceful, connect to the Supreme, take the powers, and I spread it to the people who might need it. So when we start living in this new way, then everything becomes super easy. With that, pretty much we come to the end of the webinar. We'll get started with a meditation, with a short meditation, and then we'll take your Q&A after that. So please hold on to your question and answers and join me in this short meditation. Let's bring attention to the middle of the forehead, where that tiny point of light, resides. And let's now, through our minds, travel upwards beyond the sky, the planets, to our home that is filled with golden red light. This is Nirvana, radiant light everywhere. And the presence of the sweetest being, God Himself. The atmosphere here is filled with lightness, silence, and purity. And I get a chance to sit in the heart throne of God Himself, the kinder than the kindest being, offers his heart throne to me and says, put the burdens of responsibilities on me and swing in zeal and enthusiasm. When God Himself takes away all the burdens of responsibilities, the one who always keeps His word, the one that is accurate and perfect, the one that is truthful. What else could I ask for? I happily offload everything onto Him. I become light and sit on His heart throne like a royal prince. What else could one ask for? Getting a seat of God's heart throne. Is there a better honor than this? God taking away all the burdens of responsibilities. Is there a bigger fortune than this? Indeed, I have to perform actions, take care of duties, but the burden of result is not on me anymore. God promises to provide guidance, and if I follow His guidance, all the blessings are mine. I am the most honorable, fortunate, and a blessed child of God. I have blessings directly from God. I hold His hand of divine instructions, guidance, and His other hand of blessings are on my head. My life is like a joyful swing right now, enthusiastic about responsibilities at work, at home, anywhere. How can anything be difficult for an honorable person like me? How can anything go wrong when God is on my side? Life is a boon. When I understand that every responsibility that has been given to me is a boon that I need to fulfill joyfully. I thank God for this valuable lesson and for making me feel so light. I travel downwards back to my body, and I'm smiling at my good fortune.